Here we are again, back in the man cave. And I have lit it up a little bit since last time. Someone had mentioned that it was a little too dark down here for YouTube, so hopefully this works out a little bit better for you viewers out there. And in case anyone's interested, I don't think I've mentioned this before, but this is just a little hidey place that I made on my private server. I have some cool piston doors set up, so my wife can't find it. It's just her and I on the server. So just a little something I played with. I'm gonna have a treasure room linked to this somehow. Yep, just a little bit of backstory on that. So, without further ado, let's get to talking about The Wizard by Spellier. This time I'm going to go ahead and start with my feedback first before I give it a rating. I think that might work out a little bit better. So let's look at my book here. So I'm going to start off with just a few nitpicky things I ran across during my playthrough, and then I'll get on to the good stuff afterwards. First off, one thing I did run into a few times was it's possible to get stuck in places throughout the map. That's usually due to trapdoors. At least that's what got me a few times. Now that with the new snapshots or the new update that's coming out, you can place trapdoors on the upper half of blocks. But when you go down, you're not able to get back up again like you could when they were on the lower half of blocks, if that makes any sense. Before you were able to jump on top of them and get out, now you can't. So that got me a few times. The places I did get stuck, I think Spellier has since fixed, but more could still be out there, so just a little something I noticed. And the main thing that threw me off in the map was it is easy to do things out of order. Maybe that's just due to my own stupidity, but I'm sure I'm not the only person who would run into that. And one thing that I think would probably, or an easy fix to help that would just be to number the books that you find throughout the map, the storyline books labeled The Wizard. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4, that sort of thing, it'd be a lot clearer to the player where they are in the storyline and if they've missed anything. And another thing I ran into was because of, stupid deaths and stuff like that, I did run out of weapons a few times. I had to do some backtracking towards the end of the map just so I could get a diamond sword again. And I could have avoided that if I was a little bit safer, if I had saved up previous weapons instead of carrying them with me and losing them, things like that. But just something to keep in mind if you're playing the map. Make sure you store those up. And in the pyramid side quest, where you're going through the pyramid looking for some golden loot, there was that one area where it's a maze, and you had a few ender pearls for getting through the maze. And that was a really cool idea. I really enjoyed it. But I think it was a little lacking in the amount of ender pearls, because I got a little stuck. I wasn't sure if I was doing it right, so I wanted to backtrack a little bit. But I didn't have enough ender pearls to backtrack and then still make it through the maze. So I ended up cheating a little bit just so I wouldn't get stuck. But just something to keep in mind. Spellier, if you're watching, it might be nice to have a few more ender pearls in there, or for people who intend on playing the map, just make sure you use those wisely. But again, really cool idea. I enjoyed it. And then last nitpicky thing, what has to do with the end of the map, literally, and also in the end. I really feel like there should be a safe path to get from your spawn pad in the end up to the main island so you can fight the dragon. I know Spellier provides a stack of blocks for pillaring up to the island, but that's a really easy way to get knocked off by the dragon right off the bat and lose all your good stuff, and then you might not have anything left to actually fight the dragon with. So that could really ruin someone's experience, I think. It did happen to me once, but I was able to just reload the game and try it again. So if you could have like an enclosed walkway up to the main island or something like that, I think that would be really helpful, and it would prevent people from dying and not having anything to do with it. Alright, so that's enough about nitpicky stuff. Those are just some things I ran across and I thought it'd be nice to mention. And as far as things I enjoyed, first off, I thought the side quest ideas were awesome. It really helps to lengthen your experience with the custom map, and just provides some extra stuff you can do, obviously. So I enjoyed that. I thought the side quests were good. I thought they came at good places, and sometimes they gave you extra loot to help you along with the main quest. So great job on those. And one of my favorite things, I think, was the custom villager trading. I know I mentioned this, I think it was episode 2 or something, and Spellier created a video to kind of explain to me how he did that. Some of you might find that interesting as well, so check out the second episode if you want to learn more about that. And I thought it was a really cool idea. I probably should have used it more. I held on to a lot of my emeralds and didn't really use them as much as I could have, which I tend to do. But it could have been really helpful if I had utilized it a little bit more. And the safe houses and ender chests were a great idea. They worked as really nice checkpoints and just as the ability to save extra inventory you're not using. I wish I would have used that more and I would have had more weapons for later in the game, but they were available, so thank you for that. And the directional diamonds were really nice. You know, the diamonds in a item frame pointing which way you should go. That was a great little touch. It was hard not to take them, but it was nice to have them there. What's next? The nether sequence. Or maybe sequence is a weird word, but the section of the map that was in the nether, you're collecting the ingredients for the potions you need, you know, that sort of thing. I thought that was really fun. It wasn't too hard. I wasn't getting destroyed by blazes all the time. I thought having the blaze spawners encased so you could just farm them was nice. And it was a nice little part of the storyline, I thought. Popping in the nether, getting what you need, popping out. So, great job there. And lastly, I really enjoyed the ending you had, where you start back at your original spawn and there's a new door open, and you can trade in your diamonds for pumpkins and, you know, rate yourself on how you did in the map. That was really clever. I thought it was a good ending, and I liked it. And I don't have this on the book here, but just the storyline overall I thought was really good. It wasn't too complex, too convoluted, but there was enough to really keep you going and get you more engaged in the map, trying to reach the wizard and things like that, and it came to a good conclusion. So really good job, Spellier. I really enjoyed the map. And let's see, as for a rating, I gave this the solid middle rating of Flayer of Souls, and I'm really tempted to go up to Great Old One, but I think I'm going to stick with the middle rating just because my playthrough with the original version of the map, it was a little buggy. You know, like I mentioned, there were places I got caught and things like that. I was able to get into the wizard's house in a way I wasn't supposed to, and that kind of got me confused, things like that. So it was a little rough around the edges when I played it, but I think if you guys download the map now, it won't be that way. So I'm kind of stuck between the two. If I could do a half block of red wool, I'd probably do that. But very good map. I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's watching. And thanks again to Spellier for asking that I play the map. I'm glad you did, because I had fun with it. And I hope you continue to make maps, because I would definitely check those out. So thank you to everyone who has watched I think all 5 or 6 episodes of TheWizard. It's definitely been my longest playthrough so far. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it, and I hope you tune in next time for whatever else I have coming up. Alright, keep it real, y'all. I'll see you later.